Hi everyone, welcome to Go Classes. In this lecture, we will study what is second normal form 2NF. In the last class, we have seen introduction to second normal form, introduction to 2NF, 3NF. But in this lecture, we will study these concepts in a very detailed manner. Okay, and also it is very important that you know the concept of full dependency, partial dependency for this lecture. So if you don't know those concepts, then you can find the link in the description. Okay, so the concept of full dependency, partial dependency is very important. Okay, so just understand them and you can find the video link in the description. Now let's start 2NF. What is the definition of second normal form? Second normal form says that every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key, and this is very important. So second normal form says, what second normal form says, that every, first of all, okay, these are the keywords you can notice. Every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on each candidate key. Okay, so every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. What it means, it means that no non-prime attribute must be partially dependent on any candidate key. Okay, so this is the definition, this is the definition of a partial dependent, this is the definition of second normal form. Now let us see. Okay, let's try to understand this definition. So the definition is saying that, remember the 2NF definition, 2NF second normal form, it says that relation R is in 2NF, relation R is in 2NF in second normal form if, okay, every candidate key, and this is very important, remember. So every non-prime attribute, every non-prime attribute, so we are talking about non-prime attributes and candidate keys. So every non-prime attribute is partially dependent on, is fully dependent on, every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on, is fully dependent on every candidate key, every candidate key. Okay, so remember, so I can say that no part, okay, so this same statement I can also say that no non-prime attribute must be partially dependent, no non-prime attribute, no non-prime attribute is partially dependent on, is partially dependent on any candidate key, dependent on any candidate key. Okay, so this is the definition of a 2NF. You can notice every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. So let us assume the concept is like this. So you, okay, 2NF says that, let us assume that you have a candidate key. Assume AX is a candidate key. So let's assume this is a candidate key, and let's assume that this B is a non-prime attribute. This B, this is a non-prime attribute. Now you can notice this 2NF says that this should not happen, the following should not happen. Okay, the following should not happen. I can say that this non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on this candidate key. So this non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on so this must be a full dependency, remember, this must be a full dependency. So this is what 2NF is saying. 2NF is saying that this must be a full dependency. Okay, correct. So anytime in 2NF, I can say anytime if you take this type of scenario, if you take non-prime attribute here, if you put non-prime attribute here on RHS, okay, some any non-prime attribute you put here, and if you put this, I can say, okay, if you put non-prime attribute here, and if you put candidate key here, if you put candidate key here, now this must be a full dependency, this must be a full dependency, this must be a full dependency. What it means, it means that this should not happen. Remember, this type of partial dependency is a violation. So remember the following type of partial dependency, the following type of partial dependency. I told you that not all partial dependencies are a problem to 2NF. The following type of partial dependency is a problem, is a problem with 2NF. So what partial dependency? You can notice this type of partial dependency. If you have a candidate key that determines non-prime attribute, if this is partial, if this is partial, if it is partial, if it is partial dependency, if this is partial dependency, then relation is not in 2NF. Then R is not in 2NF. Okay, so remember this type of, if this is partial dependency, if this is partial dependency, then R is not in 2NF. So what is the violation of 2NF? You can notice what is the violation of 2NF. Let us assume what is the violation of 2NF. So violation of 2NF means when this happens, that candidate key, okay, so let us assume this is a candidate key and this is a non-prime attribute, this is a non-prime attribute. Now you can notice this is a non-prime attribute. Now what is the violation of and what is the violation of 2NF? Violation of 2NF will happen when this is not a, when this is not a full dependency. Means violation of 2NF will happen when some part, I can say, okay, this AX, when this can determine non-prime. Means, okay, what it means? It means that this AX okay, so this, okay, here you can notice alpha equal to AX, this is your candidate key, and you can notice this, if this happens, that this is not a, this is a partial dependency, right? I can say from this what you can say, from this you can say that AX determines this non-prime attribute, this non-prime attribute, this is a partial dependency, this is partial dependency. So in this case violation of 2NF will happen. In this case violation of 2NF will happen means subset of candidate key, proper subset of candidate key is determining non-prime attribute. This is the violation. So remember this is important, that okay, how to check? This is the only violation of 2NF. The only violation of 2NF is this. This is the violation of 2NF, that proper subset, the proper subset of candidate key determines non-prime attribute. So finally, this is what I can say. I can say proper subset of some candidate key. Proper subset of some candidate key, I can say. Proper subset of some candidate key determines some non-prime attribute. Determines some non-prime attribute. Okay, some non-prime attribute. This is the violation. Remember, this is the violation of a 2NF. If this happens, if this happens in your relation, that proper subset of some candidate key is determining some non-prime attribute, then this is the violation of 2NF. If this happens, then not in 2NF. Then our relation R is not in 2NF. Relation R is not in 2NF. Okay, so this is what our definition says. You can notice the definition also says this. The definition says that you can notice here the definition is, okay, so here you can notice a relation is in 2NF if every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on every candidate key. So this is very important. Every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on every candidate key. Similarly, I can say that a relation is in 2NF if proper subset of primary of candidate key cannot determine, if proper subset of some candidate key cannot determine non-prime attribute. So this is the definition of, this is the violation of 2NF. So any relation is given to you, you just check this type of uh, partial dependency. You just check this. Any relation I give you, you just check this, whether if this happens, then relation is not in 2NF. Okay, so this is the only violation of 2NF. Let us take some examples. Let's start with simple examples A, B, C, and let's assume you have a set of functional dependency which is B determines C. So first you find what is a candidate key. So here the candidate key is AB. Okay, so the candidate key here is AB. Now you can notice that, so AB is the candidate key, but so from here I can say what are the non-prime attributes. So here you can notice non-prime attribute is only C, because non-prime attribute is an attribute which is not part of any candidate key. So the only non-prime attribute is C, and the prime attributes are A comma B. So we have two prime attributes A comma B, and this is the non-prime attribute. And we can see that this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. Actually, you can notice this is a partial dependency. So you can note this is a partial dependency. So because this is a partial dependency, so I can say that this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So from here you can notice that non-prime attribute C is partially dependent on candidate key. So that is the reason, because this happens, non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. And remember, this is a candidate key. You can notice this is a candidate key, and you can notice this is non-prime. Okay, so finally I can say because this is a partial dependency, So I can say that our relation is not in 2NF. So the relation R is not in 2NF. The relation R is not in 2NF. Okay, actually you don't have to make it this complicate. Okay, so you don't have to do this complication. You can just check this is the condition for violation. Okay, just check violation of 2NF. All you have to do, just check violation of 2NF. What it means, violation of 2NF, just check this violation of 2NF. What it means, just check that. Okay, what I'm saying, just check whether some proper subset of some candidate key is determining non-prime attribute or not. Just check if non-prime attribute, just check if non-prime attribute, any non-prime attribute, if some non-prime attribute, I can say, just check if some non-prime attribute can be can be determined can be determined by a proper subset, of some candidate key, by a proper subset of some candidate key. Okay, so if this happens, then this is a violation. So just check violation. If this, remember, this is a violation I'm talking about, this is a violation. Okay, so if this happens, then this is a violation of 2NF. So this is your violation of 2NF. Now you can notice in this example, so you can very easily notice that this is a proper subset. So what is this? This is a proper subset of candidate key. Our candidate key is AB. So this is a proper subset of candidate key AB, and this is a non-prime attribute, and this is a non-prime attribute. So finally I can say that this functional dependency, you can notice, so I can say that this functional dependency, this is a violation of 2NF. This is a violation of 2NF. But remember, many students have this misconception, so let me clear. Remember, this is violation of 2NF. So violation of 2NF is this. Violation of 2NF is this B determines C. This is violation of 2NF. But remember, this is a full dependency. You can notice A B, this is actually a full dependency. This is actually a full dependency. Actually, this is partial dependency. This is partial dependency. So you can notice that I can say that here this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So here you can notice that non-prime attribute. Here you can notice non-prime attribute. Here non-prime attribute is partially dependent on. Is partially dependent. Is partially dependent on candidate key. Is partially dependent on candidate key. This is the reason non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. This is the reason why we can say that this is not into enough. So remember, violation is this, but this is a full dependency, this is a partial dependency. So I can say here this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. Actually, this is not a full dependency. This dependency is not a full dependency. I can say this is not a full dependency. Why? Because we don't need A. We don't need this A. So that is the reason this is not a full dependency. And I can say this is a full dependency, because you can notice if you remove B, then empty set cannot determine C. So this is a full dependency, this is a partial dependency, and you can notice because this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key, so that is the reason this is not into enough. This is the reason, R is not into enough. Not in 2NF. This is the reason R is not in 2NF. And I told you this is just violation. I can say because of this violation is happening, because this is proper subset of candidate key. So why this is a violation? Why this is a violation? This is a violation because this is a proper subset of candidate key. Candidate key is AB. So you can notice this is actually partial dependency. I can say this is your partial dependency. This is partial dependency. Okay, so this is the point, because you don't need this A. So that is the reason this is a partial dependency, and that is the reason I told you that this is the violation. So remember, violation is this proper subset of candidate key determines non-prime attribute. That is violation of 2NF. So this relation is not in 2NF. Okay, let's see next example. Okay, so I hope this example is clear to everyone. Let's see another example. So consider this scenario. Okay, let me take this example R, where you have A, B, comma, C, D. Okay, and so you have basically A, B, C, D. So you have relation R, and these functional dependencies are given to you. Okay, A, B determines C, D, and C, and you can notice C determines D. So this is the, okay, this is the relation. In this, first you find what are the candidate keys. So candidate key, you can notice AB is a candidate key. Okay, so here the only candidate key is AB. So what are the non-prime attributes? The non-prime attributes are actually, I can say C comma D. These are the non-prime attributes. And what are the prime attributes? So A comma B. These are the prime attributes. Here, do we have any? Okay, so do we have any violation of 2NF? So check for violation of 2NF. What will you check? Violation of 2NF. Do we have any violation of 2NF? So basically proper subset of candidate key. Remember, this is the only, okay, candidate key. So just check whether proper subset can determine non-prime attribute. Just check this. Just check, can it determine non-prime attribute? This is what you need to check. A determines non-prime, that is a violation. A determines non-prime, that is a violation. B determines non-prime, that is a violation. But you can notice A cannot determine. So these violations, they do not occur. Okay, this is a violation, but actually in R there is no violation. In relation R, there is no violation of 2NF. There is no violation of 2NF. So you can notice the proper subset of candidate key cannot determine any non-prime attribute. So there is no violation of 2NF. So R is in 2NF. R is in 2NF. So this relation R is in 2NF. Okay. So this is the very simple point you can notice. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. So this relation is in 2NF, and this is the idea. So this is the idea. This is the whole idea. Let's take another example. Consider this example. Okay. So you have a relation R, A, B, C, D, and set of functional dependencies is given to you. So these are the functional dependencies. AC determines B, A determines D, and you can notice C determines A, and you can notice D determines B. Okay, so this is the set of functional dependencies given to you. First you find what are the candidate keys. So the candidate key will be here C only, because you can notice C is not on the RHS. Because C is not in the RHS, so C must be part of every candidate key, and you can notice C is enough, because C plus is what? C can determine C, C can determine A can determine D, so A can determine D, and you can notice D can determine B. So the transitive closure of C is all the attributes. So C is a candidate key, and C must be part of every candidate key. So this is the only candidate key is possible. So what are the non-prime attributes? So here you can notice the non-prime attributes are A, B, D. Actually, you can notice because your candidate key is only single attribute. So here there is only single attribute. So proper subset can never determine non-prime attribute. Actually, if you take the proper subset of candidate key, that is empty set. So empty set can never determine any attribute. So that is the reason I can say, because your candidate key is single attribute, so it is in 2NF. Because, okay, because this is a single attribute. This is a single attribute candidate key. So your, okay, so this is just a single attribute candidate key. So that is the reason, because your candidate key is single attribute. So proper subset itself is not possible. Proper subset is empty set. Empty set cannot determine non-prime attribute. So violation is not possible. So we cannot have 2NF violation. So that is the reason I can say R is in 2NF. So this relation R, this is in 2NF. Okay. So this is a very simple example. Let us take another example. Okay. So notice this example. Again, a relation R, A, B, C, D. Four attributes are given to you, and set of functional dependencies. Let's write it like this. ABC determines D, and you can notice ACD determines B, and you can notice D determines C. So this D determines C, and BCD determines A. Okay, so this is the set of functional dependencies. First you find candidate keys. So in this example, if you find the candidate keys, you will get AD is a candidate key, because first of all you can notice that AD can determine everything. Yes, correct. So AD can determine everything, because if you find AD plus, then what you will get? You will get ADC, and ADC can determine B. So AD is a candidate key. Also BD is a candidate key, because BD, if you find the BD plus, that also can determine everything. So if you check out the candidate key, then AD comma BD, these are the candidate key. So tell me, what are the non-prime attributes? So the non-prime attributes are only, okay, the only attribute, this is the non-prime attribute. Now what you need to check, you need to check violation of 2NF. Remember, just check violation of 2NF. Is there any violation of 2NF? Remember, violation of 2NF will happen when proper subset of some candidate key. Remember this, I told you that violation of 2NF will happen when proper subset of some candidate key. Proper subset of any candidate key can determine non-prime attribute. If this can determine non-prime attribute, then violation will happen. Okay, so in this situation, violation will happen. Now, because in this situation violation will happen, so let us check. The only non-prime attribute we have is C. C is the only non-prime attribute, and these are our, I can say, candidate keys. Now let us check, is there any violation of 2NF? So can proper subset of candidate key, can it determine C? C is the only non-prime attribute. Yes, D can determine C. So you can notice this is the violation of 2NF. This is the violation of 2NF. Okay, so because actually either you can check like this. So this is the violation of 2NF. So your relation is not in 2NF. But remember, this is the violation of 2NF. This is violation of 2NF. This I told you why. This is violation because proper subset of candidate key is determining non-prime attribute. So this is a violation of 2NF. But remember, this is a full dependency. First of all, this is a full functional dependency. The partial, okay, actually this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. Your candidate key is AD. You can notice that this is actually partially dependent. This is partial dependency. This is partial dependency. And you can notice that this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. I can say from here you can notice that this non-prime attribute C is partially dependent on some candidate key. I can say on some candidate key. So that is the reason, because this is a partial dependency. This is not a full dependency because you don't need A. So you cannot, this dependency, this is not a full dependency. This is not a full dependency because you don't need A. Even if you remove A, then also you can determine C. So that is the reason this is a partial dependency. This non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. And I told you that whenever non-prime attribute is partially dependent on some candidate key, then that is violation of 2NF. So I can say that finally this relation is not in 2NF. Okay, so these examples, I hope these examples are clear to everyone. So this is the 2NF. Okay, second normal form. Some examples again you can take. Here you can notice ABC is the candidate key, but you can notice B is determining F. So the candidate key is ABC. The candidate key is ABC, and there is a functional dependency. This functional dependency B determines F. Now you can notice this is a candidate key, and this functional dependency is violation. This is a violation of 2NF. This functional dependency, if you notice, this is a violation. This is a violation of 2NF. Why this is violation of 2NF? Because this is proper subset of candidate key. So this is proper subset of candidate key. Okay, and this is a non-prime attribute. This is a non-prime attribute. So proper subset of candidate key is determining non-prime attribute. So this is a violation of 2NF. Or you can think like this, that this candidate key does not fully determine this non-prime attribute. This is a partial dependency. This is actually a partial dependency, because you can notice this is not a full dependency. This is not a full dependency because we don't need AC. We don't need AC. So that is the reason this is not a full dependency. Now you can notice non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. Okay, this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key, and that is the reason I can say that your relation R is not in 2NF. Not in 2NF. Okay, so this is another example. Let us see another example. Okay, let's see this example. So this is a relation that is given to you. This is another way of representing the functional dependencies, and here you can notice this means LHS and this means RHS. So arrow means RHS and this means LHS. Similarly here this means LHS and this arrow means RHS. So here I can say what are the functional dependencies. So the functional dependencies are, you can notice E determines A, because this is LHS and this arrow is the RHS. Similarly, you can notice that AB determines D. So these are the functional dependencies. Now you find candidate keys. So what are the candidate keys here? So you can notice B must be part of every candidate key. BC must be, I can say BCE. So BCE must be part of every candidate key. And if you find BCE plus, what that will give you? That will give you BCAD. Okay, so you can notice this is the only candidate key. So BCE is the candidate key. So what are the non-prime attributes? If BCE is the candidate key, the non-prime attributes are, what are the non-prime attributes? BCE is the candidate key. So A comma D, these are the non-prime attributes. And what are the prime attributes? The prime attributes are B comma C comma E. These are the prime attributes. Now you can notice these are the non-prime attributes. And now you check proper subset of candidate key. This is the only candidate key. Proper subset of this candidate key. Can you determine non-prime attribute? Yes. Okay, because you can notice, you can notice very simply, this is the violation of 2NF. What is the violation of 2NF? So violation of 2NF is happening here. E determines A, and you can note this is non-prime. Actually, this is non-prime attribute, and this is actually proper subset of candidate key. This is proper subset of candidate key. So you can note this is a violation of 2NF. Okay. So proper subset of candidate key determines non-prime attribute. This is violation of 2NF. But again, let me repeat this point. This is a very important point. Many students have misconception, wrong concepts about this point. So remember, this is a violation. This is a violation of 2NF. This is a violation of 2NF. But actually, this is full dependency. This is full dependency. Why this is full dependency? This is full functional dependency. Because if you remove this from LHS, you cannot remove anything. If you remove E from LHS, then empty subset cannot determine A. So remember, this is a full dependency. So then what is a partial dependency? I told you this is a non-prime attribute and the partial dependency. So here you have candidate key. For example, the candidate key here is, I can say BCE. So now you can notice this is a partial dependency. This is a partial dependency. So you can notice this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So here this is non-prime attribute. So remember, I can say this non-prime attribute A. This non-prime attribute A is partially dependent, on candidate key. Okay, so that is the reason, this is the reason non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So that is the reason I can say this, this is not into enough. So your relation is not into enough. Okay, so you have two ways. Okay, either you can check for violation of 2NF, or you can check that okay, candidate key implies non-prime attribute. This is a partial, if this is a partial functional dependency, then I can say that your relation is not in 2NF. Okay, so this is the point. Let us take another example. Consider this example. I told you this is another way of representing functional dependencies. Okay, so here this functional dependency means that this is the LHS and this is the RHS. So this arrow means RHS. So this is a functional dependency. This is a functional dependency. Okay, and this is a functional dependency. And here you can note this is the LHS and these arrows are the RHS. So we have total how many functional dependencies? Here the functional dependencies are C1 determines C2. This is a functional dependency. C4 determines C5. This is a functional dependency. And you can notice that C1, C3, because remember this is LHS. So C1, C3 determines C2, C4, C5. This is also functional dependency. So these are the functional dependencies that are given to us. Now you find candidate keys. So what are the candidate keys that you will get? Okay, so from here, the candidate key will be C1 because C1 is not present on the RHS. So C1 must definitely be present in every candidate key. Similarly, C3 is not present on the RHS. C1, C3 are not present on the RHS. So they must be present in every candidate key because C1 only C1 can determine C1. Only C3 can determine C3. So C1, C3 they must be present in every candidate key. And you can notice that C1, C3 plus, if you find that is your relation, every attribute you will get. Okay, so C1, C3 plus if you see, then they will give you every attribute. So this is the only candidate key. So what are the non-prime attributes from here? So from here the non-prime attributes are C2, C4, C5. These are the non-prime attributes. Now let us check for violation of 2NF. Is there any violation of 2NF? Violation of 2NF means subset of candidate key determines non-prime attribute. So is there any violation of 2NF? Yes, of course. because C1 determines C2. This is violation of 2NF. So this is violation of 2NF. Proper subset of candidate key determines non-prime attribute. This is violation of 2NF. And when this violation happens, then I can say then R is not in 2NF. So your relation R is not in 2NF. So remember, this is the violation. I can say C1 determines C2. This is the violation of 2NF because proper subset of some candidate key determines some non-prime attribute. So that is the reason this is violation of 2NF. But remember, this is actually a full functional dependency. This is actually full functional dependency. This is full functional dependency because you cannot remove anything from the LHS. If you remove C1 from LHS, then empty set cannot determine C2. And remember, so either you can check like this, okay, or you can check like this, that C2 is actually, I can say C1 C3. This is actually partial dependency. Why this is partial functional dependency? Because you don't need this C3. You don't need this C3. C3 we don't need. So that is the reason this is not a full dependency. I can say this is not a full dependency. This is not a full dependency because we don't need C3. Okay, even if we don't have C3, we can still determine C2 from C1. So you can notice that is the reason this is partial functional dependency. So this non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So here again you can notice that non-prime attribute, this non-prime C2 is partially dependent. This is partially dependent on candidate key. So that is the reason whenever non-prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key, then it means relation is not in 2NF. So that is the reason I can say relation is not in 2NF. So this is the violation of 2NF. Okay, so I can say this is violation of 2NF. So your relation, this R is also not in 2NF. So this relation is also not in 2NF. Okay, so this is another example that we have taken. Okay, so like this you can check it out. Okay, and now let me take some theoretical questions. Okay, so we have seen the definition of 2NF. Okay, so in the 2NF I told you that every non-trivial every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. Okay, so let's see true or false. Let's see some statements, true or false. Which of the following is a correct definition? So first of all, you can notice the first example I am saying that can a prime attribute in 2NF can a prime attribute can a prime attribute can a prime attribute okay, you can notice, can a prime attribute partially dependent on, okay, prime attribute partially dependent, can a prime attribute partially dependent on on some candidate key? This is the first statement. Okay, so I can say this is the first statement. In 2NF a prime attribute can be, I can say, okay, I can say can a prime attribute be partially dependent on some candidate key? So I'm talking about prime attribute. Remember, the definition of 2NF says that the definition of 2NF, remember the definition of 2NF says that non-prime attribute cannot be partially dependent. Okay, remember, okay, can a non-prime attribute? Here the answer is no. Here the answer is no. Here the answer is no. Why? Because you can notice non-prime attribute can never be partially dependent on any candidate key. So here the answer is no by the definition of 2NF. By the definition of 2NF. So 2NF has problem with non-prime attribute partially dependent on candidate key. That is the problem with 2NF. Okay. So now you can notice here the 2NF, can a prime attribute be partially dependent on some candidate key? Yes, no problem. Okay. So here the answer is yes. Here the answer is yes. Okay, no problem. No problem with prime attribute partially dependent on some candidate key. For example, okay, consider this example. Let me take this ABCD. This is your relation, and let's take some functional dependencies. So let's see, AB determines CD, CD determines AB, and A determines C. Okay, so here we can notice that what are the candidate keys. So if you find the candidate keys, then AB is a candidate key, CD is a candidate key. Okay, so AB is a candidate key, CD is a candidate key, AD is a candidate key. Okay, because you can notice, so AB is a candidate key and CD is a candidate key And you can notice that AD is also candidate key because A can determine C. So you can notice AD is also candidate key. Is there any other candidate key do we have? So I think these are the only candidate keys that we can have. Okay. So because A can determine C. Yes. So these are the candidate keys. So what are the non-prime attributes? So here what are the non-prime attributes? Here there is no non-prime attribute here. I can say here what are the non-prime attributes. So there is no non-prime attribute a b c d. So actually none of them. So there is no non-prime attribute. If there is no non-prime attribute, then violation cannot happen. So you can notice if there is no non-prime attribute, then relation is into enough. Very simple. If no non-prime attribute, if we have no non-prime attribute, if no non-prime attribute exists, okay, then violation of 2NF cannot happen. Then violation of 2NF cannot happen. Correct? So violation of 2NF cannot happen. Cannot happen. So relation R is in 2NF. So relation R is in 2NF. So this relation is in 2NF because there is no non-prime attribute. So that is the reason I can say violation cannot happen. So this relation is in 2NF. But actually here, but in this relation, prime attribute is partially dependent on some candidate key. But in this relation R, actually prime attribute, if you notice this prime attribute, okay, notice this prime attribute C. This prime attribute C is partially dependent on some candidate key. This prime attribute is actually partially dependent on some candidate key. Okay, so what is you can notice this prime attribute C is actually partially dependent on AB because okay, you can notice A can determine C. So that is the reason this is actually partial dependency. This is actually partial dependency. Why? Because you don't need this B. We don't need this B because A can determine C. A itself can determine C. So that is the reason. That is the reason I can say that this AB determines C. This is a partial dependency because we don't need B. So you can notice this C. This is a prime attribute. Remember, this is a prime attribute. C is partially dependent. This is partially dependent. This is partially dependent on candidate key AB. But there is no problem. This is not a problem. Remember, prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. That is not a problem with CNF. This is not a issue. Remember, this is not a issue in 2NF. This is not a issue in 2NF. This is not a problem in 2NF, I can say. This is not a problem in 2NF. In 2NF, we don't care about prime attributes. Okay, so remember prime attribute can be partially dependent. We don't have any problem. So in 2NF, can a prime attribute be partially dependent on candidate key? Yes, no problem. There is no problem with this. Okay, but non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. Okay, so this is our first true false. Okay, so this first second. Now let's see third true false. So next true false. Let's see. Okay, the next true false. In 2NF, can we have partial dependency? Can we have partial dependency? Can we have partial dependency? In 2NF, can we have partial dependency? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. The answer is actually yes because in 2NF you can have partial dependency. I told you this is 2NF. This relation is 2NF. You can note this relation is 2NF. So this relation we have already seen. This relation is already in 2NF, but still there is a partial dependency. The prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. So the partial dependency is not a problem. The partial dependency of non-prime attribute on candidate key is a problem. So remember, partial dependency is not a problem. Partial dependency is not a problem. Is not a problem in 2NF. In 2NF, partial dependency is not a problem in 2NF. What is the problem? Okay, what is the problem in 2NF? The partial dependency is not a problem in 2NF, but the problem is a special type of 2NF, partial dependency. Problem in 2NF is a special type of partial dependency is a problem. Okay, special type of partial dependency. So which partial dependency is a problem? Which partial dependency is a problem in 2NF? So you can notice. So the question, okay, this is the question. Which partial dependency is a problem which is not allowed in 2NF? I can say which partial dependency is not allowed in 2NF. So which partial dependency is not allowed in 2NF? And the answer is very simple, that partial dependency in which you have, so which partial dependency is not allowed in 2NF. So I can say that when that partial dependency in which non-prime attribute is partially dependent on some candidate key. So remember this type of partial dependency in which a partial dependency. Okay, so remember this is the problem, a partial dependency in which non-prime attribute. So this is very important. Non-prime attribute, non-prime attribute in which some non-prime attribute is partially dependent on some candidate key. Okay, so this type of partial dependency is a problem in 2NF. Okay, the other partial dependencies are not a problem in 2NF. Okay, so remember this is the point. Okay, so let's find out whether this relation is in 2NF or not. So you can notice these are the functional dependencies are given to you. A determines B, BC determines E, ED determines A. Okay, so these are the functional dependencies. And now let's find out the candidate key. So here you can notice A, B. So the C must be present in every C. I can say A, B, E. So I can say C, comma D. They must be present in every candidate key. C, comma D. They must be present in every candidate key. So let's see what is CD. CD will give you only CD, nothing else. Okay. So let's see what is the candidate key. So candidate key, you can notice CD is not a candidate key, but okay, CD must be present in every candidate key. Now let us see, can we do something? For example, okay, let us see, can we do something with A? So with this you will get ACD. So this will give you ACD B, and now BC will give you E. So yes, ACD is a candidate key, and A can be determined by E. So this A can be determined by ED. So that is the reason ECD is also a candidate key. And what about BCD? What about BCD? So let's see BCD plus. So BCD will give you BCD, and BC can give you E, and ECD is already a candidate key. So that ED can give you A. So you can notice this BCD is also a candidate key. Okay. So this CD, now with CD you can notice A, E. Okay. So these are the candidate keys. Now, do we have non-prime attribute? There is no non-prime attribute. So in this example, you can very easily see there is no non-prime attribute. There is no non-prime attribute. Because there is no non-prime attribute, so I can say, so relation R is in 2NF. So relation R is in 2NF. But you can notice in this you can notice that we have partial dependency. In this relation R, we have partial dependency. In relation R, we have partial dependency. What are the partial dependencies we have? Notice that this ED determines A. This is a partial dependency. Notice this is, sorry, I can say that this, what I can say, ED, notice this, ECD determines A. I can say ECD determines A. This is a partial dependency, you can notice. This is a partial dependency. Why? Because we don't need C. We don't need C, because you can notice this is a partial dependency. So here this is a prime attribute. Here this is a prime attribute, and prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. This is a candidate key. So you can notice that in relation R, we have partial dependency. You can notice prime attribute. Prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key, on some candidate key. So you can notice, but this is not a problem with 2NF. Okay, so remember this is not a problem with 2NF, but still you can notice your relation is in 2NF, because 2NF has problem when non-prime attribute is partially dependent on some candidate key. Then 2NF has problem. In this situation 2NF has no problem. Okay, so remember 2NF has problem. Okay, so which partial dependencies are allowed in 2NF? Okay, so this is the question, which partial dependencies are allowed? Which partial dependencies are not allowed? I can say which partial dependencies are not allowed in 2NF. So let me see. Okay, first, okay, let's see this. Okay, which partial dependency? I'm asking which partial dependency is not allowed in 2NF. Okay, so first partial dependency, for example, candidate key okay, determines non-prime attribute. This part, if this is partial dependency, if this is partial dependency, then this is not allowed. Okay, and if this is partial dependency, this is okay. So remember, this is not allowed. Remember, this is not allowed. Remember, this is allowed in 2NF. There is no problem, this is allowed in 2NF. We don't care about it. So this type of partial dependency is allowed. Okay, whenever prime attribute is partially dependent on candidate key, this is allowed. Similarly, you can notice the third. I can say that okay, super key. I can say super. There is some super key, and that determines, okay, that determines non-prime attribute. Super key determines non-prime attribute. If this is a partial dependency, if this is a partial dependency, we don't have any problem. The problem is when candidate key partially determines non-prime attribute. So remember, this is also allowed. Actually, okay, this is also no problem. This is also no problem in 2NF. So this is also allowed in 2NF, or I can say this is also, I can say this is also allowed in 2NF. This is also allowed. So this is also allowed in 2NF. Similarly, this partial dependency, for example, I can say that okay, some maybe I can say some non-prime attribute determines some non-prime attribute. That partial dependency is also allowed. The point is very simple, that remember, the problem is when only this is the only partial dependency which is not allowed. Okay, so the only problem is in 2NF. The only problem in 2NF, the only partial dependency not allowed in 2NF, not allowed in 2NF is when a candidate key partially determines a candidate key partially determines a non-prime attribute. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, so let's take another true false question. Okay, so we have already seen that this, okay, some true false we are talking about. So let's see another true false question. So we can notice that, now let's see this in 2NF, which of them is correct? In 2NF, every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on, is fully dependent on, is fully dependent, is fully dependent on, I can say this is fully dependent on every candidate key, every candidate key. Is this true? And let me change it, is fully dependent on every super key. Is this true? And let me change the statement a little bit more. Okay, so let me change it little bit more. So let me, okay, so you can notice this is the first statement, this is the second statement, and the third statement I am giving you is every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on some, on some candidate key, on some candidate key. Okay, so these are the three statements. Which is true, which is false? Think about it and think, okay, tell me what is the answer. So these are the three statements. In 2NF, every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. Yes, this is correct. This is the definition of 2NF. This is actually the definition of 2NF, that okay, this is the definition of 2NF, that every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. Now, in this second statement, we are saying that every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every super key. This is false. This is false. And you can give counter example. So this is actually false. Let me give you a counter example for this. Okay. So for this, let me give you a counter example. Now consider this example. Okay. So you have a relation R, A, B, C, D. Okay. And you have set of functional dependencies. So consider these functional dependencies: AC determining D and D determining ABC. Okay, so this is the set of functional dependencies that we have. So now find candidate keys. What are the candidate keys? You can notice D can determine everything, and you can notice AC can determine D. So these are the candidate keys. Okay, so now these are the candidate keys, and you can notice, so D can determine everything, and AC can determine D. So that is the reason these are the candidate keys. So what are the non-prime attributes? Here, what are the non-prime attributes? So in this, do we have any non-prime attributes? Yes, you can notice that B is a non-prime attribute. Okay, so this B is a non-prime attribute. Now you check. Now you check. subset of, okay, so now you check for violation of 2NF. What you do? You check for violation of 2NF. Is there any violation of 2NF? Basically check is subset of prime subset of candidate key. See, there is no subset of this possible because subset of D is this is a single attribute, so you don't have to worry about it. Now you check, is there any subset of A comma C which can derive B? So just check subset of proper subset of candidate key, can it determine B? So A can determine B? No. And you can notice C can determine B? No. So you can notice there is no violation of 2NF. So the relation is in 2NF. So relation R is in 2NF. Because you can notice that we don't have any violation. Okay, so this is the only non-prime attribute, and this is not partially dependent on any candidate key. Actually this non-prime attribute, if you notice, actually this non-prime attribute, if you notice, this is fully dependent on, is a fully dependent on every candidate key. This is fully dependent on every candidate key. Why? Because this is your non-prime attribute, which is B. This is a non-prime attribute, and this is fully dependent on every candidate key. What is the candidate key here? So for example, this is a candidate key, this is a candidate key. Now you can check it out that this is a full functional dependency, and you can check it out, this is also full functional dependency. So this is also full functional dependency. So you can notice the non-prime attribute, this non-prime attribute B, this is fully dependent on. So this non-prime attribute is fully dependent on every candidate key. So I can say relation is in R. So this relation R is in 2NF. So R in 2NF. Correct? Clear? But you can notice in this is in 2NF, but in this still there is a super key on, for example, you just notice, you just take this example. Okay, just take this example. This functional dependency, check this functional dependency. Is this full or partial? Pause the video and check it. Is this full or partial? This functional dependency, is it full or partial? You can notice this is actually partial. This is actually partial. Why? This is partial functional dependency because we don't need, you can notice we don't, here you can notice ACD determines B. ACD determines B. ACD determines B. This is a partial dependency. This is a partial dependency because we don't need AC. We don't need AC. D can determine B. D can determine B. So that is the reason this is not a full dependency. This is not a full functional dependency because you don't need AC. So that is the reason this is not a full dependency. Now you can notice here one very interesting thing. You can notice this is a super key which is determining non-prime attribute, So here super key is determining non-prime attribute. So the interesting thing you can notice here, ACD determines B, and here this is a non-prime attribute. So this is our non-prime attribute, and you can notice this is a super key. This is a super key but not a candidate key. So this is a super key but not a candidate key. Okay, so you can notice, and this is a partial dependency. We have seen this is actually a partial dependency. So finally what I can say, I can say that here in this relation R, this non-prime attribute, B is partially dependent on, this is partially dependent on super key. This is partially dependent on super key, but that is not a problem in, this is not a problem in 2NF. But remember, this is allowed in 2NF. Okay, 2NF has no problem. This is not a problem in 2NF. I can say this is not a violation of 2NF. This is not a violation of 2NF. So this is the point. Remember, violation of 2NF means when candidate key partially determines non-prime attribute. So remember, every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on every super key. This is not needed. This is not needed. So this is false. This is true. So every non-prime attribute must be fully dependent on every candidate key. This is true. Okay. And this last statement, this statement, every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on some candidate key. Is it true or false? Just think about it and tell me. In 2NF, every non-prime attribute should be fully dependent on some candidate key. This is false. This is actually false. You can take example. Okay. So for example, consider this relation ABCD, okay, and this functional dependency. You can notice AB ABCDE, and this functional dependency you consider AB determines CD, okay, and CD determines AB, CD determines AB, and D determines E. Okay, so this is the example. Now first you find what are the candidate keys. So you can notice AB is a candidate key, CD is a candidate key. Okay, so these are the candidate keys that we have. Now you can notice what are the non-prime attributes. So here the non-prime attribute is this E is the non-prime attribute, and you can notice this E is fully dependent on this candidate key. This E is actually fully dependent on, remember, this non-prime attribute E, this non-prime attribute E is fully, this is fully dependent on candidate key AB. But this is, you can notice why this is actually a full dependency. This is actually a full dependency. This is actually a full dependency, and here you can notice this is a candidate key, this is a candidate key, and this is a non-prime attribute. This is a non-prime attribute, and this is actually a full dependency, because if you remove A, if you remove A, you cannot determine, if you remove A, you cannot determine E, and if you remove B, you cannot determine E. So that is the reason this is full dependency. So you can notice this non-prime attribute E is fully dependent on candidate key. But this no, but still I told you, okay, you can check it out, but you can notice this non-prime attribute is not fully dependent on other candidate key. So actually this non-prime attribute E is not fully dependent, on candidate key equal to CD. On this candidate key, this is not fully dependent. I can say CD determines E. This is actually this is not a full dependency. This is not a full dependency, or I can say this is a partial dependency. Why this is partial dependency? Because we don't need C. We don't need C. Okay, we actually don't need C. So that is the reason. That is the reason I can say this non-prime attribute is not fully dependent on this candidate key. So you can very easily see that this is not a, so relation R is not in 2NF. Is not in 2NF. So the relation R is not in 2NF. So because there is a violation, because there is a candidate key, you can notice this is a candidate key. Okay, CD is a candidate key, and this is a non-prime attribute. This is a non-prime attribute. This is a non-prime attribute. So you can notice this is a candidate key, this is a candidate key, and this is a non-prime attribute. And this functional dependency is not full, and this is a partial functional dependency. So that is the reason this R is not in 2NF. Or you can see that proper subset. This is actually proper subset of candidate key. You can also see that this is a non-prime attribute. So this is actually non-prime attribute, and this is actually proper subset of candidate key. You can notice this is proper subset of some candidate key. I can say this is proper subset of some candidate key. So that is the reason this is violation. I can say this is violation of 2NF. So this relation is not in 2NF. So finally this relation is not in 2NF. But remember, in 2NF, you can notice the non-prime attribute can be fully dependent on some candidate key. For example, this statement is saying every non-prime attribute is fully dependent on some candidate key. This is wrong, because every non-prime attribute should be fully dependent on every candidate key. Okay, so remember the point is very simple. In this I can say in 2NF, every non-prime attribute should be fully dependent on every candidate key. I can say every non-prime attribute should be, I can say must be, I can say must be fully dependent on every candidate key. Okay, so this is a no. So we have seen all the true false questions and all the things we have seen in the 2NF. So let me know if you have any doubt. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comments, we will answer it. And let me tell you that many students, they study wrong concepts, they have misconceptions in this partial dependency, full dependency, transitive dependency, 2NF, 3NF. Okay, I have tried to take all the variations. Every variation I have covered in this video. So if you have any doubt, you can ask your doubts in the comments. We will answer it. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will study 3NF. Okay. Thank you, everyone.